Mamonissi Abiso, Kangweseko Kakibaninga, Napasio Yotomoni, Kasipe Bobo Sana Kateo, Hemery Lumumba Patrice, Maniokolie, Peale Viteo Dodo Yapikidarapo, MNC ya Lumumba Patrice, BBC Congo Nabo, Mamonissi Abiso.
Combattant de l'indépendance, aujourd'hui victorieux, je vous salue au nom du gouvernement congolais. À vous tous, mes amis, qui avez lutté sans relâche à nos côtés, je vous demande de faire de ce 30 juillet 1960 une date illustre que vous garderez ineffaçablement gravée dans vos cœurs, une date dont vous enseignerez avec fierté la signification à vos enfants, pour que ceux-ci, à leur tour, fassent connaître à leurs fils et à leurs petits-fils l'histoire glorieuse de notre lutte pour la liberté.
Vive Lumumba,
Africa have had great leaders. Some were celebrated and some were not. Meet our giant, in whom to many is a terrorist, but to us a freedom fighter.
Nous avons connu que nos terres furent spoliées au nom des textes prétendument légaux qui ne faisaient que reconnaître les droits du plus fort. Nous avons connu que la loi n'était jamais la même, selon qu'il s'agissait des blancs ou des noirs, accommodante pour les uns, cruelle inhumaine pour les autres. Nous avons connu les souffrances atroces des relégués pour opinion politique ou croyances religieuses. Exilés dans leur propre patrie, leur sort était vraiment pire que la mort elle-même. Nous avons connu qu'il y avait dans les villes des maisons magnifiques pour les blancs et des paillotes croulantes pour les noirs. Que les noirs n'étaient admis dans les cinémas, ni dans les restaurants, ni dans les magasins européens. Que les noirs voyageaient à même la coque de péniche, au pied du blanc dans sa cabine de luxe. Qui oubliera enfin les fusillades où périrent tant de nos frères. Les cachons furent brutalement jetés, ceux qui ne voulaient plus se soumettre au régime d'injustice, d'oppression et d'exploitation.
Patrice Hemery Lumumba was born on 2nd of July 1925 in Onalua in the Katanga region of the Kasai province of the Belgian Congo. He was a member of the Tetera ethnic group and was born with the name Elias Aktasombo. He was a Congolese politician and independence leader who served as the first Prime Minister of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the then Republic of Congo, from June until September 1960 following the May 1960 election. He was the leader of the Congolese National Movement MNC from 1958 until his execution in January 1961. Ideologically an African nationalist and pan-Africanist, he played a significant role in the transformation of the Congo from a colony of Belgium into an independent republic. Shortly after Congolese independence in June 1960, a mutiny broke out in the army, marking the beginning of the Congo crisis. Lumumba appealed to the United States and the United Nations for help to suppress the Belgian-supported Katangan secessionists led by Moise Tsombe, but both refused due to the suspicions amongst the Western world that Lumumba secretly held pro-communist views. These suspicions deepened when Lumumba turned to the Soviet Union for assistance, which the CIA described as a classic communist takeover. This led to growing differences between President Joseph Kasavubu and the Chief of Staff Joseph Desire Mobutu, who was a very close ally to Lumumba, with the United States and Belgium, who opposed the Soviet Union in the Cold War. After Mobutu's military coup, Lumumba attempted to escape to Stanleyville to join his supporters, who had established a new anti-Mobutu rival state called the Free Republic of Congo. Lumumba was captured and imprisoned en route by state authorities under Mobutu. He was handed over to Katangan authorities and executed in the presence of Katangan and Belgian officials and officers. His body was thrown into a shallow grave but later dug up and destroyed. Following his execution, he was widely seen as a martyr for the wider Pan-African movement. Over the years, inquiries have shed light on the events surrounding Lumumba's death, and in particular on the roles played by the Belgium and the United States of America. In 2002, Belgium formally apologized for its role in execution. In 2022, a tooth, all that remained of his body, was repatriated to the Democratic Republic of Congo by Belgium. Yes, history has proved that we are a people who has been very hard on our leadership. Great leaders have been assassinated in front of us, but we have always chose to stand aside and watch. Many of us have played the devil's advocate in the assassinations of our own leaders. The cave dwellers, besides colonizing our parents, they also did a terrible thing to our African society, and that is the colonization of our African spirituality. The missionaries brought the religion to Africa styled to suit their needs as a choice to death or salvation. Bible and the gun was introduced to submit to their needs or die if you choose to go against their needs. Right now, I want to read out a letter which King Leopold, the most evilous colonizer who was in charge of the Democratic Republic of Congo for almost 23 years, and he killed 10 million Congolese during that period of time. This letter, when properly understood, really and truly takes away the respect that I had for religion. All colonizers came with a dirty religion to Africa as a shield to get what they wanted. It has never changed, even though the faces have changed. Neo-colonization is still taking place, and religion is at the center of colonizing Africans, as stated in this letter by King Leopold. The letter from King Leopold II to the missionaries. Reverends, fathers, and dear compatriots, the task that is given to fulfill is very delicate and requires much tact. You will go certainly to evangelize, but your evangelization must inspire above all Belgium interest. Your principal objective in our mission in the Congo is never to teach the niggers to know God. This they know already. They speak and submit to a Mungu, one Nzambi, one Nzakomba, and what else I don't know. They know that to kill, to sleep with someone else's wife, to lie and to insult is bad. Have courage to admit it. You are not going to teach them what they know already. Your essential role is to facilitate the task of administrators and industrials, which means you will go to interpret the gospel in the way it will be the best to protect your interest in that part of the world. For these things, you have to keep watch on disinteresting our savages from the richness that is plenty in their underground, to avoid that they get interested in it and make you murderous. Competition and dream one day to overthrow you. Your knowledge of the gospel will allow you to find texts ordering and encouraging your followers to love poverty, like happier are the poor because they will inherit the heaven, and it's very difficult for the rich man to enter the kingdom of God. You have to detach from them and make them disrespect everything which gives courage to affront us. I make reference to their mystic system and their war fetish, warfare protection, which they pretend not to want to abandon, and you must do everything in your power to make it disappear. Your action will be directed essentially to the younger ones, for they want revolt when the recommendation of the priest is contradictory to their parents' teachings. The children have to learn to obey what the missionary recommends, who is the father of their soul. You must singularly insist on their total submission and obedience. Avoid developing their spirit into the schools. Teach students to read and not to reason. There, dear patriots, are some of the principles that you must apply. You will find many other books which will be given to you at the end of this conference. Evangelize the niggers so that they stay forever in submission to the white colonialists, so they never revolt against the restraints they are undergoing. Recite every day, happy are those who are weeping because the kingdom of God is for them. Convert always the blacks by using the whip. Keep their women in 9 months of submission to work freely for us. Force them to pay you in sign of recognition goats, chicken or eggs every time you visit their villages, and make sure that niggers never become rich. Sing every day that it's impossible for the rich to enter heaven. Make them pay tax each week at Sunday Mass. Use the money supposed for the poor to build flourishing business centers. Institute a confessional system which allows you to be good detectives, denouncing any black that has a different consciousness contrary to that of the decision maker. Teach the niggers to forget their heroes and to adore only ours. Never present a chair to a black that comes to visit you. Don't give him more than 1 cigarette. Never invite him for dinner even if he gives you a chicken every time you arrive at his house. This is the letter that King Leopold wrote to the missionaries. A letter that was not for public eyes, but came to the public in 1935 after Mr. Bukoko, a Congolese-born African, bought a second-hand Bible from the Belgian priest who forgot this speech in the Bible. The letter just shows how much the Europeans undermine the worth and dignity of Africans. The intention was that the African was only supposed to read and not to reason. The culture of dependency was developed at this stage and subjugation commenced. This is the kind of religion that they have given unto us, a religion that its intent was not to save us, but to enslave us.
Cette indépendance du Congo, si elle est proclamée aujourd'hui dans l'entente avec la Belgique, pays ami avec qui nous traitons d'égal à égal, ni les Congolais du de ce nom ne pourra jamais oublier cependant que c'est par la lutte qu'elle a été conquise. Une lutte de tous les jours, une lutte ardente et idéaliste, une lutte dans laquelle nous n'avons ménagé ni nos forces, ni nos privations, ni nos souffrances, ni notre sang. Cette lutte qui fit des larmes, des feux et des sangs, nous en sommes fiers jusqu'au plus profond de nous-mêmes, car ce fut une lutte noble et juste, une lutte indispensable pour mettre fin à l'humiliant esclavage qui nous était imposé par la force. Ce qui fit notre sort à 80 ans du régime colonialiste. Nos blessures sont trop fraîches et trop douloureuses encore pour que nous puissions les chasser de notre mémoire. Car nous avons connu le travail harassant, exigé en échange de salaires qui ne nous permettaient ni de manger à notre faim, ni de nous vêtir ou nous loger décemment, ni d'élever nos enfants comme des êtres chers. Hommage aux combattants de la liberté nationale. Vive l'indépendance et l'unité africaine. Vive les Congo indépendants et souverains.
That was our hero today, whom in the eyes of many was deemed as a terrorist, but to us, a freedom fighter. Meet me again next time when I will bring you another freedom fighter mistakenly deemed as a terrorist. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel if you like the contribution that we are doing to the struggle. Be part of the revolution. Join the struggle.